In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 10 tips to help you maximize the battery life of your Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Sergio, and in this channel I make life-saving tech videos. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and also hit the bell while you're down there. And also, if you want an epic phone case like this for your phone, check out the links down below in the description. Alright, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Alright, so I'm going to be giving you 10 tips to help you maximize the battery life of your Galaxy Watch 7. You can use all of these tips at once, however, it will greatly limit the functions of your watch. You can use all of the features, you can use none of the features, or you can do like me and just use the features that are most convenient to you. Let's get it. So for tip number 1 is to, when you first get your watch brand new, charge it to 100% on its first charge. This will expand the battery capacity for future charges. Tip number 2 is to enable power saving. So to do this, you can scroll up from the bottom and find the settings icon, which is right here. And then here in settings, you're going to scroll down to battery. Here in battery, you're going to notice that power saving is the first option. Power saving is very powerful if you want to maximize the battery life of your Galaxy Watch 7 in the short term and in the long term, because power saving mode does a couple different things to help save battery. Things like turning off wake up gesture, always on display, Wi-Fi, also limiting CPU performance and background usage. It's also going to decrease brightness and screen timeout. So it pretty much covers all of the main things in order to save the battery of your Galaxy Watch 7. That's why I have enabling power saving as one of the first tips, because it is one of the most important and covers a lot of things. So tip number 3 is to set an adaptive brightness on your watch. So you also do this by scrolling up, going into settings. Here in settings, you're going to scroll to display and making sure that adaptive brightness is enabled. Okay, this will allow the watch to automatically detect exterior brightness and adjust the screen brightness accordingly. Remember, the lower your brightness on the screen of your device, the less battery it's going to waste. So for tip number 4, you want to make sure that auto lock is set to the minimum 15 seconds. So you can do this by going to settings. Here in settings, go to display. Here in display, you're going to scroll down until we find screen timeout. Once we're in screen timeout, just make sure that 15 seconds is enabled, since it is the fastest screen timeout option. The longer it takes for your screen to timeout, the more battery will be used on your Galaxy Watch. So tip number 5 is to turn off location services. Having location services on all the time also drains more battery, since it's constantly checking your current location. So you can do this by scrolling down. Here you can scroll to the left, and here you will find the location icon. Just go ahead and make sure it's turned off. Okay, if not, you can also do this by swiping up, going into settings, and here you will find location in settings. You can select it and make sure it is turned off. Tip number 6 is to limit health features. Okay, you can do this by scrolling up, going into settings. Here in settings, scroll down to battery, and then here in battery towards the middle, you will see limit health features right here. Okay, you can go ahead and select it and just disable it. Okay, and this will also help with your battery life. It's just not going to track things health related, like your background heart rate, skin temperature, and blood oxygen measurements. All right, so tip number 7 is an extreme tip that you probably may not want to use it, but you can use this if your battery is super low, about to die, and this will help the remaining battery of your watch go down super slow. So number 7 is to enable what's called watch only mode. So nothing on your watch will work. The only thing that will work is that it will show you the time if you want to see the time. So how you do this is you scroll up, you go to settings, you go to battery. In battery, you scroll down once again, and then towards the bottom, you will see this option right here. It says watch only. So on this watch, I have, I think, about a day of use remaining. But if I turn on watch only mode, I'm going to be able to get 6 days and 23 hours. So almost 7 days more of use. So it turns everything off except the watch face when you press the home key. Turn it on so you guys see how it looks. And that is watch only mode. Okay, so, I would only use this in extreme situations where I really don't want the battery to die and it is very low. And this will allow you to be able to see the time until you get your watch charged up again. So once you're ready to turn watch only mode off, just go ahead and press and hold the power lock button up here. You're gonna have to hold it for a few seconds until the Samsung logo comes up, then you can let go. And there you go, watch mode will be disabled. So moving on to tip number 8. So tip number 8 is to use and store your Galaxy Watch 7 in within normal temperatures. So it's bad to expose it to extreme temperatures like too hot or too cold. So it's recommended that you always use your watch within 32 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's 0 to 35 in Celsius, to prevent automatic shutdowns, which the watch will perform when you are in extreme temperatures to protect the battery. Tip number 9 is a storage tip. If you're ever gonna not use your device for long periods of time, it's good to store it within 50 to 70% battery life left. It's good to power it off and store it that way rather than letting the battery just drain to 0 and throwing it in a drawer somewhere. Leaving the battery at 0% for long periods of time will also damage your battery life. And then for the final tip, tip number 10, something that we overlook sometimes is once you charge your Galaxy Watch 7 to 100%, go ahead and disconnect it from the charger. You don't want to continue overcharging it after it's at 100%. Although most new devices nowadays have a protector, but it's still good to disconnect from the charger as some juice will still keep going into the battery, and this will damage the battery over the long term and cause swelling of the internal batteries. All right, everyone, so those are 10 tips to help you maximize the battery life of your Galaxy Watch 7. Go ahead and destroy that like button if you like the video. Comment down below and let me know which tip you like the best. That's all for this video. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, peace.